The Crash Course Podcast is brought to you in part by DerbyParts.com.
The 2015 Wadena Grand Slam. Bull Lockwood Motorsports and the 2015 Keystone Nationals.
Sioux Racing and SiouxRacing.com.
Ultimate Derby and Blizzard Bash 2015. Demo Derby Master.
Reckless Abandon Derby apparel
At RecklessAbandonGear.com.
and Derby Inc. magazine. Live it, breathe it, be it, Derby Inc. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast, recorded live at the FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now your host, Chris Marquardt. Episode number 96, ready to take flight. Tonight, the Crash Course is being filmed in front of a live studio audience. More people in here than we have ever had before. I mean, it's a good time. Brian Tompkins joining us here. There's a quick shot of, well, that's a funny reverb going on there, too. Everything's an adventure. Get rid of those.
Bad karma.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Everything's got this real nasty reverb going to it. But anyways, there's a good look at Brian hanging out with us here. We've also got Ben and Josh coming in Bald Bull, absolutely. And Brandon Theisen from Victory Metal Works making the trip in to hand deliver the beautiful trophy that is going to the kicker class Mad Dog here September the 19th at the Kings of Old School. Brandon, what do you think of the studio? I mean, look at all these people that came out just to watch your appearance.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in here. It's a lot different than what I thought, but it's cooler than what I thought.
I'm glad you dressed up.
Yeah, I did.
Brian did too.
Yeah, well,
33R, you're going to talk bad about my Rick shirt?
I know your shorts and your sandals.
That's
You're lucky I didn't come in with just, spandex and something good like that.
Ooh, some biker shorts.
This little Lycra, ride my bike here.
What a picture painted that was.
Let's not do that.
Did you say it was a 96 episode?
Yeah, it's 96
Getting
already.
close.
Wait till the 100th.
That's badass, really.
We're going to set fireworks off in here.
Oh,
we got to
God.
be close to our 2-year.
2 years would be September.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it'd be 2 years.
Will the
2
100th
years?
episode be the 2-year?
Wait a minute. 2 years might even be this week. Because it was.
It's within the next. No, it's September, I
No,
thought.
September.
Oh, it was the magazine, I think, is what that was.
You don't know this offhand? It's not like you're busy.
No, I know. Trust me. We got the magazine stuff back today. I got to go home and proof that. We had a ton of shirt orders came in, like all at the same time. We got a couple Blizzard Bash team shirts that are going to be done.
Your garage is like
that are
filled to the
flying.
roof
Yeah,
with shirt boxes.
It's pretty full in there. But yeah, it's a good time. So Brandon's got this trophy business that's taken off. You made 1 or 2 of them now.
Yeah. Built a lot this summer. I had 6 for the week of my show, and then I think I've probably done 10 others, probably about 16 this summer. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
They look great.
Yeah, very nice trophies.
I hope these guys stand on the gas this time to get that trophy.
Well, I got a feeling there's going to be less kicker cars, and every guy I talked to so far wants that.
Right.
Just wants
it's-
that.
That's
So
good.
it's
It's
gonna be
incentive.
good.
That's why we do it. I
Is
mean,
it-
the reason why I built them is because I won one. That was like it from Terry Evans at Winter Slam.
Yeah.
And
We're getting Terry right now.
yeah,
Yeah, the first time we went out there to Winter Slam and seen them, that changed it for me, too, because
Oh,
it's like,
absolutely.
you know what, I'm sick and tired of these stupid, cheap-ass plastic trophies that everyone gives you,
Yep.
these red little, I got 25 of them in a row, I don't want them. Well, when you got those, it's like, when someone walks in your garage and they see that, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
dude, that's a
Yeah.
badass trophy you got right
like
there.
2 weeks ago, Chris Lancaster won in his Cadillac, and the trophy that was on there was maybe a foot tall. Plastic foot trophy. And he was like, come on, what's the deal with this?
Don't even give it to me, it's embarrassing. I don't even want to show my friends that I won that.
Oh, man. But
Yeah,
yes.
I remember that was one of the first things we really took notice of when we went to Winter Slam the first time, was because they had them all set up on the truck right by inspection.
It was awesome.
It was just the coolest looking stuff.
Yeah.
And we actually, that night, we talked to Terry and got one for Chris.
Oh, yeah, that microphone one you made.
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
And
It's still sitting there.
that's an awesome trophy.
This
So
one is full
I
of
did.
rock.
I really like yours too. You do a really nice job on them. They're very cool trophies.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it until I ran there the first time and going through inspection line, waiting in tech, and they got a truck parked in the middle and they're all lined up on top of it. I was like, oh my God, I'm changing my game plan today.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I'm going home with.
Absolutely
I need that.
right.
And it was,
Absolutely
yeah, it's
right.
awesome. That's what got me started. And just doing it for my show, and then it progressed. Other people wanted them for their shows. And
You sent one out to Utah this year, right?
yeah,
Did one in Utah, and then you're doing a couple for Blizzard Bash?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. 2 of them out to New York now. 3 of them out east here.
We loved them. I mean, so many guys. The first one you made, like everyone was saying to me that day, it's like, I want to win that trophy. I want to win that
That
trophy.
was a little one. That one took me like 5 hours. I mean,
Very cool.
that was a little one. I love doing, but it was intricate.
Yeah.
They're cool. I mean, you can make them small and make them cool yet. So, because I have guys asking about doing them literally for places, and I go, I don't know if these are more expensive than the plastic one.
Yes.
So, but I can try to cut the cost down, make them smaller, make them more intricate. I mean, they're fun. Everyone's a new adventure. They all turn out different. This is supposed to be 1.5 feet. I think it's closer to 2.5 right now, but
Looks good.
they just start going, and I can't stop. This is going to look good. You just keep piling them on.
Yep.
So.
And again, we all have the same trophies in the garage. I mean, Brett's got
yeah.
700 trophies, but they're all the same goddamn trophy.
Does he have one of these?
No.
No, he doesn't have. No, but let's be honest. Like some of us,
he promotes the show that hands those out. So unless he starts running his own show,
Yep.
it's gonna be
Yep.
hard for him to get
Oh,
one.
yeah, it'll disappear. Nah, but I mean, we all win the same one. It kind of gets old sometimes, and not all of us run for the money. Sometimes you run for the money, but sometimes, like you said, you get to a show, you see that trophy, it's
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm changing my game
Yeah.
plan today because I want that hanging in my garage.
We were in
instead of the-
Wadena. They give out those sledgehammers.
Yeah.
That's a very cool
those are
trophy.
wood-
Yeah.
That's very cool. I like that. I like
You
that.
got to think a little outside the box. I like all these new ideas that are coming
Yep.
out because we got stale for a while, it seems.
Exactly.
And this is just adding a little to it,
I want to find a bulldozer piston.
That would
Well,
be
those
cool.
piston.
Yeah,
That would be
What, like
nuts.
yeah. It's like a 5-gallon bucket.
I completely forgot about
That
it. But I
always
should have
goes
brought it
just
with
that
me.
little
I
extra.
ripped down a big block Mopar, and it had an aluminum 4-barrel Edelbrock intake on it, and I left it sit at home, and we have nobody will have a use for it at
Oh,
home.
you
I was
definitely
like,
should've
oh
brought
man,
it
I
home.
should have brought that out here. These guys would have
Dan Bolton's
fought
calling
over
you
it
right now.
Actually, I got a guy looking for one of those right now. Actually, yeah, I could have made you some money.
We could ship it out.
Okay,
It's aluminum. They're cheap.
Yeah.
Well, I called Terry. Terry wasn't quite home yet,
No.
so I'm not sure.
Terry's trophies were.
Terry's got nice
And-
stuff.
Yeah, he makes
And
really nice
the coolest
stuff.
part about all of it is everybody's is different.
Yeah.
We all kind of make the same thing, but every one of them are different. Like
Everybody-
every time I see one of Terry's, I'm like, oh my god, why didn't I think of that? I kind of ran with the cup thing because nobody was doing it, so I mean that's kind of why I do that. But
Well, Josh Buell, I think, got an idea from Terry and from you, kind of watching
Yep.
you. And Buell's been building them out here, and his idea is totally different. He like just builds it, has someone paint it.
Yeah, no, I
and they
love
look
that.
Badass.
I
know,
love that.
they
Last
really do.
ones he did, they were like a retro yellow
Yes.
kind of 50s vibe. Those things
And
were
he made
awesome.
a whole bunch of small ones and gave
Yep.
them away. They were awesome.
Remember
he-
those? He was doing those heavy hitter ones at Wheel Days for quite some time, and Cliff Donnelly does. He was involved with doing those. I think it was Morris a couple times, and for the Imperial class, he had the Imperial fill neck cover, the
Mhm.
bird.
Oh yeah, I seen that. That was
He
cool.
had those. He did that a couple times, and
But
those
also
those
as a
aren't cheap on
sponsor-
eBay.
No, you get
So-
a little
so-
upset every time you see one of those on a trophy.
Yeah, I'm like, those
The
are
smart-
nice money right
what
there.
Buell was doing too is putting the sponsors' names.
Yep.
Like if you sponsor it, you got your name
Yeah.
on the trophy,
Yep.
which was
Yep.
really another great idea because then you get sponsors willing to sponsor to pay for
Yep.
the trophy.
He has Hanson paint them.
Yeah.
That Hanson
Yeah.
guy. he
Yep.
does
And his
a good
next
job.
ones, he did all out of aluminum, made them like a plastic trophy with the steps up.
3 tiers.
Yep, the 3 tiers, and now he's filling them with engine parts, and that's a cool idea. I mean, it's making it lighter,
I
and
think he's giving one away this weekend at GDS to Mad Dog, and then at King's Old School, Buell's building us a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
You know, and
yeah,
it's
that
very
guy's
cool.
awesome. And that's what I love about it is when I posted the pictures for these, Buell messaged me instantly. What parts were you using? Where'd you get those? I'm like, yeah, I got a bunch of them out of a transmission this time, and he goes, man, I got to start ripping some of them down because he's looking for more filler pieces, and like they're cool, they're round, you can't go wrong with them, but.
Ostrander's got some training parts that are out already.
Oh
you could,
my God, I've never
you could get rid of
seen
that.
There's
Never
shit up
seen
in the
it.
stands.
Yeah.
That stuff went
Did you see where it blew through the
flying.
floor in
Yeah.
the roof? Oh
Yeah.
my God, I've never seen one grenade like that. Hey, I got this idea. I was telling him about it, and I'm just throwing this out there for somebody to make it. You know how they're not letting us run tranny braces, but they're still blowing trannies apart.
Bob Dixon ran one this year.
What I'm about to say?
He ran a tranny blanket.
A
float-
tranny blanket, yeah, a
float-
floater
A floating
to
blanket.
the car instead of the motor, the tranny.
It was actually bolted to the tranny in 2 spots, and then it went up, and it was a plate that went right over the whole tunnel.
I bet guys would start buying
Like a
that,
scatter shield.
Exactly. If
Yeah.
you bought one to put on your tunnel and you just had to bolt it in a couple of places or under your tunnel and bolt it,
Now,
maybe
Bob
for
Dick-
safety.
He called me on it, and I said, as long as it's just attached in 2 spots, it's floating and it's off the floor. And he says, yeah. He ran it the first night, and He goes, well, I learned not to grab a hold of it when I'm backing up.
Yeah.
Hot as
Grab a
hell?
hold of it. No. He basically cut his fingers
Yep.
because he went to back up and he went to grab onto something and he just happened to grab onto that. But
Well, Rob
Backing up
Ostrander blew
sucks.
up like holes like this big through his
his-
floor
his
and
disintegrated.
up the roof.
Yeah.
Like, if
Whoa.
his body was anywhere in between that, it would have gone right through him.
floor of the roof,
Right through
it
him.
went out through his screen, his windshield screen.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, racing, I've heard of transmissions coming apart and taking parts of guys' feet off.
Jesus.
Oh yeah,
Didn't Gary? Something happened to Gary's foot.
he's had it happen a couple of times
It
now.
was a drive shaft, I think, that got him.
There's several people
Once
that had their legs
once the
taken
dry
off the
shaft got his
shaft.
leg, once the transmission exploded and the shifter got his leg,
That's
that was the one. It kind of left a mark like yours.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they
You
come
don't
apart.
want to be
They're-
getting hurt.
See, I've always
You
just
don't want to be
I've
getting
always
hurt.
just snapped housings, and I think I've done it the last 5 runs. But
This one looked like he says it blew up from the inside out. It doesn't look like he broke the housing and then it
Yep.
exploded. It literally looks like it come apart from the inside and exploded outwards.
so
I've heard
That was
the
behind-
guys
was
have
that behind
stuff.
his red line motor?
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean,
He's
he
spinning
was-
that
he
son
was-
of a bitch.
He was turning that.
I've also heard guys talking about, because I remember back in the olden days before they really started, before we knew about them really building transmissions, guys would just tighten the shit out of their bands.
Yeah.
No, that's a
And
no-no.
that's even back then,
They were
guys would have
blowing
them
them
blown
up.
apart.
Yeah.
And that was what I was always told is that was what would cause that.
Imagine the pressure.
Yeah.
now you guys can't run tranny braces, but have you ever tried welding like aluminum angle iron to them to beefing them up? We've had a guy in my shop kept breaking his housing, but he had like $500 into it and he didn't want to tear it apart, so he lined it all back up, welded it back up with aluminum welding, and then took aluminum angle iron down it, and it hasn't had a problem since.
But isn't that virtually, couldn't your inspector say you're
But he's
It's
not
a chinsey-
he's
it's a
not
chin-
bracing against anything. He's not wedging it in. It's just
Uppercut.
free floating.
I
Oh,
got
you-
you.
It's just to
I got
save
you.
that transmission from breaking apart again.
Reinforcing the transmission housing.
Yeah,
I could see that. I could see
he's
that.
had success with it.
Joining us now on the hotline, we've got Terry Evans from Badass Trophies. Terry, man, glad you made it home. Thanks for calling back.
What's that?
Said, welcome to the show, man. Appreciate you coming on with us.
Yeah, awesome.
We were just kind of talking a little bit about some of the homemade trophies and things like that, and we wanted to catch up with you and find out a little bit about some of the materials you use and some of the inspiration, where it comes from.
Yeah. I just, I kind of, I got a little brainstorming and just kind of, I try to do some kind of stuff that looks kind of derby related, you know. I do some of the distributors with the wires and headers. You know, then there's some stuff I kind of go off the wall with, and one guy called one trophy. I kind of made a hand out of it with some timing chain and push rods and stuff, and they, you know, kind of call it like a Terminator looking hand. And I always,
That's
I'll
awesome.
cut a camshaft or something, you know, weld it in there like it's holding something. So it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I think that's the first place that I've ever come across the homemade trophies to the extent of what Terry does was at Winter Slam, like you guys were talking about. That was the first time I'd ever seen anything quite like that. I mean, we've had a few around here. The Ellisons, they've got that derby coming up at the end of, is it at the end of September?
Yeah.
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 I love
At Paradise
when guys just
Speedway.
laughs on the signs. 'Cause you know there's something behind it. You gotta like say to yourself, take that note, talk to him about it later.
Yep. Find out. Anyway.
The stuff they're doing. I mean, it's artwork. I mean, it's
Right.
It is.
It's
Right.
awesome.
It's
You know,
art. These guys.
The heavy hitter award that Donnie Hartzell took home this year was a functional stove that blew smoke out of stacks and stuff. Terry's stuff's cool.
Oh, yeah.
very
Brandon does okay, but Terry's stuff's cool.
Well, I was just talking earlier, Terry, about
Yeah.
why I build them is because I won one from you at Winter Slam like 3 years ago. What got you into it?
Boy, my first one I probably built was, I'm not sure if you remember this, Brandon, but Rob Baker had put a team show on down in Winterset,
Yep,
and that's been a few years back. And
it's been a long time ago. That was one of the
oh,
first
yeah,
team
that-
shows
that's
around.
been a few years back. But anyways, I was sitting around the garage, and I don't know, like one of my buddies came over and he goes, "Hey, look at this on the internet," and I seen it, and that was kind of neat. And this one wasn't too complex. I just I goes a Mopar flex plate for the base, and then I just had like 3 camshafts. I didn't use the whole thing. I got chopped them down, but I had 3, then go into 2, then I had a whole like a timing chain set welded on top. And I told Rob, hey, I says, I'll build it, and you guys can figure out who is the guy that that gets it. So then from on there, yeah. So
That's how it starts, though.
So.
I mean, it's your first ones are always a little bit simplistic, and then each one gets better and better. And I always worry about the next one I post. The guy that I sold the last one to is gonna be like, "Well, why didn't you give me one that looked like that?"
No. Yeah, everyone you guys have been doing, I haven't seen one that's like I don't want
your
it.
brain is like, somebody, even my wife says too, she says, now what are you going to do? You got to outdo yourself again. I'm like, yeah, now what do I do? You almost listen.
What I love, Terry, is
the first time, and then you're like, oh, now what do you do? So.
I love the trucks you've been building for the Mad Dog for the truck classes. It's just a little model truck that you throw stacks on, and those are cool. And then you put it within a trophy. I mean, that's awesome. That takes time.
Right. we were at a flea market one time, and I walked by, and I seen like an old Tonka truck sitting there, and I looked at myself and went, wonder if I can make something out of that. And then I kind of make a little V8 motor that actually sits inside there. It has headers on it, and then I get to extend to welding the rollover bar in it, and depends on if it's a stock show, I'll put wire through the doors and tailgate, or I'll actually make it look like it's welded. So it gets a little bit detailed.
Yeah, you definitely put time into it, that's for sure.
But you know why that's cool too? Because I have to say, for the most part, the derby world is lazy. As far as like most derby guys would say, like, I want that trophy, but I'm not gonna build it. And most of us probably aren't artists. Like, there's no way I could build that. It's like you look at that and it's like, I can't do that. I'd like to just win that. There's no way you're gonna go home and build that.
So I mean, if you want something like that, you'd probably have to move your other heavy hitter trophies right out of the shop.
Absolutely.
And just,
What heavy hitter trophies?
I hate to say it, but Josh has gotten a couple of nice trophies this year.
Brian.
It hurts. I mean, it's painful to say, but
you've got trophies from Minnesota and Kentucky.
Exactly right.
Right?
Thank you.
Those are heavy hitter awards.
Appreciate that.
And you got a 6-foot trophy from the.
Either.
I work for them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He did his best to knock Pete Hansen out of his seat in Kentucky to win that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And you unwired an entire car trying to get it to shut off in Minnesota. Just pulling everything.
I ripped hundreds of dollars out of Sam's car. Yeah, chucking it. You were standing right there.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, because I was ripping like frantic.
It's like, what in the hell are you doing?
Because it's turning about $6,000.
You were just like, he laughed at me.
Because it was stuck wide open, and he's like, oh my God, and he's just ripping and ripping, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good.
Trying to shut it off with the switch. A lot of times the switch just comes apart in pieces.
I'm like, just hit the button. I tried. It fell apart.
All I could think about was blowing up Sam's. And right when I went out there, he told me what kind of money he had in it. It's like, I cannot blow this up. I don't have this money.
You didn't pull a Todd and tell you, I don't care if you blow it
No.
up.
No.
You mean he has a little more in that Magnum than we do in ours?
Well, it wasn't a Magnum. He was giving me a head.
That was his big block. That's right. That was a big block.
Yeah. And I could just hear it at $6,000, and just about coming apart. It's like, please stop. Shut off.
Stop anything.
I ripped the wires out of the distributor and everything. Like everything coming out. The coil come right through the
Shows
firewall.
her it on one video.
Yeah.
That's where you need the in-car cam behind the driver. You see him freaking out.
You'd be laughing.
We're actually not allowed to put in-car cameras on Josh's cars because it causes, of all things, wiring problems.
Yes, that was every time you do that.
He said there was a frequency issue, and it was there was an interrupter being emitted by the camera that was ruining the points on multiple occasions.
You stepped on my cap once.
Bullshit.
I don't think I ever touched anything in your car.
Moving on.
Hey, Terry, about how long do you start, like, say, for Winter Slam? When will you start on your trophies for Winter Slam this year?
I don't know. It all depends. Hey, there was one trophy I actually had to I had to drive back from Winter Slam and build it and rush it out to New York. So that was probably the fastest one I ever built.
That'd be the first one that went to Chris Marquardt.
Oh yeah, we were all over you on that one.
Because we wanted it for the party.
I was calling Josh every other day just to make sure he got the thing and
it's in my living room.
Time or whatever, but
that thing is awesome.
It all depends on how complex I want it. Because I got a little sketch pad out in the garage. I literally will sit there and think in my brain, okay, because I really don't want to repeat too much of what I've done in the past. I try to come up with something new. So, I try to draw the stuff up, just kind of do a rough sketch of what I got and what parts I got available. And
that's cool.
Did
you sketch yours
out? I got a guy that cuts the flames out for me, and I got a guy that actually does all the decal for me, and those guys, they kind of step it up too. I'm happy with the guy that does my decal work on it. So, them two guys, they don't ever get recognized, but they do awesome work.
And I think for a promoter that's listening to this, the nice thing is like when I talk to you or when we talk to Terry to get Chris's made, Brian and I had no idea what we wanted. We just said like, Terry, I want to do something for Chris, and he this fast is like, I'm going to do a microphone. I'm going to have it pitched off like this, like he's talking in. I'm going to put words on it, and it's like,
and it's exactly how it turned out.
And it was
awesome.
It was way better than we could have ever thought of, right, Brian? When we got it, it was like, dude, this is unbelievable.
And unfortunately, we didn't get in time for the Friday, but we gave it to him up here on the show. And Chris was
I remember that episode.
Chris was kind of flabbergasted.
I was like, wow,
it was cool.
It was awesome.
It's very cool.
And that's why, from a promoter, you might say to yourself, I want something different, but you don't know what. Just pitch your idea, and they'll come up with the idea.
Yeah, it's tough. I do it completely different than Terry. My dad hates it. My dad helps me with it, and he's a perfectionist. Like everything's always got to be clean and swept. And when I show up, I just start dumping parts on the table and just start putting stuff together to see how they look, and it just kind of happens. And usually, I absolutely hate them until I get the handles on them, and then that just kind of completes them. But I always think there's not enough on them. But it's crazy. I don't sketch them out. I wonder how Buell does it, because I'm sure it's completely different as well.
I think he said the same thing. He just starts putting shit together.
I painted some trophies. I usually, sometimes I just like, well, I'm just going to leave it raw look. It all depends on what the trophy looks like. I'll be like, I'm just going to leave it raw steel. I'll clean it up the best I can and decal it and shoot clear on it and be done.
Yep.
I might, I usually kind of get into painting the flames up, get something on there that, that'll kind of stand out.
Yeah, I remember I've always cleared them like you did, and then the first time I put metallic flake in the clear, it was like, it looks amazing.
That does look pretty neat.
Yeah.
Terry,
metal on metal, who would have thought?
But I also think, too, it helps with, like, when you grab it and hold it, it doesn't have that rough garage, like it's cutting your fingers and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's the most time-consuming part, is just cleaning, like, especially transmission parts. The oil is, like, within the steel.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's, like, a bunch of these, I just set the torch on them.
Yep.
Let it burn all the way off, and then I polish it back out.
Yep.
It's crazy how deep. 'Cause you think it's clean, and you start
timing,
welding, and it.
Timing chain gears are the worst.
Yep. Yeah, literally, it's within the metal.
Oil and you weld on. I crank my welder up and try to burn it right out.
Yeah.
See,
when I
people too, I said, a lot of people don't realize that, some of these stuff you're trying to weld cast to steel.
Yep.
It's like, I tell them, I said, you drop it, I guarantee you something's going to break on it. It's not going to be, I usually tell them too, got the flames on it and you guys get in an accident, I'm not responsible for anything, just because they're heavy and everything else. But
yeah, it's hard. I had to switch from a 220 to a 110, moved all my stuff because my boss is getting, a little upset that there's engines and transmissions exploded all over the shop. So I was like, all right, I kind of need my own place for this. I'm going to keep doing it. So I moved to a garage at my dad's, and there's no 220 out there, so I had to get a 110 welder, and I had to change how I built them, because you can't just weld a cam to a pulley with a 110. It doesn't penetrate.
Heat that up with the torches.
Yeah, just
glowing.
And it's tough.
Who taught you that? Because, you didn't know that right offhand.
Yeah,
heat up
I
the
just
cast.
wondered. I wonder what
cast
he told
to get
you.
penetration.
It's old school.
Yep.
Somebody taught me in the room.
Terry, how does a promoter get a hold of you if they're interested in tracking down a trophy?
Actually, every time I go and deliver trophies to a place, I'm usually wearing my shirt, my my Badass Trophies T-shirt, and usually has my name on it and stuff. I actually, I went to Faribault, Minnesota this year. This would be the second year I've done trophies up there, and one guy come up to me and he goes, "Hey, it says, what do you get for your trophies and stuff? What do you charge?" And I told him, and he's from Cannon Falls, and I guess it's pretty big up there too, and just word of mouth too, I guess. I mean,
Right.
just because you get promoters that will help other promoters out, and that's just kind of how it gets out there too. So I mean,
Cool.
Shoot, Winter Slam, I've pretty much done all of them. This will be number 6 years now. Be 3 years for Crossroads, and I got another small county fair just south of me that they might want to do some too. So just word of mouth and people seeing them, and I tell them about my Facebook page, and they look them up. And
Excellent. Terry, man, we appreciate you coming on the show and hanging out with us here for a little while. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back and catch up with JC Molly's for a few minutes, and then we got Ed Brewster from down at JMW Motorsports Park coming on at the bottom of the hour. So again, Terry, excellent job. Love catching up with you. The trophies, always, they're badass. Make sure you get a hold of him if you're looking for trophies. We'll catch you.
We'll definitely put a couple little sneak peeks on there for maybe Winter Slam. I got to get my Wisconsin card done here shortly, so I can at least concentrate on my my Winter Slam trophy.
Yeah,
so.
better get on them. That one of them's coming home with me again. So.
All right, you just want me to put your name on?
Yeah,
right
if you
now,
would, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Do I gotta fight Josh Decker for it, or what's
He's got nothing on me.
Out there, I don't. I suck on that ice. I'll agree. I'm not a hard hitter out there.
But again, Terry, thanks a lot, man. We'll catch up with you soon.
All righty.
There goes Terry Evans from Badass Trophies. Before we move into our break, just wanted to make another quick mention. Kings of Old School coming up right now.
Right now.
September the 19th is
Yes.
it's right around the corner. Power Wheels. There's going to be about 70 of those things now.
Yeah, so many.
You got
getting your kids pre-registered. The registrations are coming in. Thank you, everyone that listened to me last week. Get your kids on there so they're on there and they get a trophy and all those goodies that you want. We actually got another Power Wheel sponsor today.
This is cool.
Team Ramrod, which I'm not going to give their names. You'll see it that day. The three of them are actually going to sponsor 3 Power Wheels. They're going to be painted identical to their cars. We're going to raffle them away, and 3 kids are going to get 3 Power Wheels.
That's awesome.
And they're going to get to run them and just take them home with them. And they're donated by a team. And Team Ramrod, which is an awesome group of guys, which we're all going to see who it is that day. But just
team format for full-size teams of 3. Crash Course has a team, so you can check those guys out. Cliff Donnelly, Adrian Gilbert, and
Joe Backus.
Going to be driving
those guys are so excited right now. It's
How upset are you guys that we never had that?
No, I know.
God, if we had that.
I know.
If we had that, you started derbying 10 years after his first one, and he started derbying 6 years after his first one. What do you know?
And I started like 5 after Ben.
Yeah. Ben's been derbying since the 60s.
Just derby big wheels then, right? That's all we had.
Now, Power Wheels, man, when we were kids, man, I used to beg my dad to take me to the county fair. And I used to hear there was other county fair derbies going on. I used to beg my dad, please, let's go to the derby, please. No. I used to have to sit in my front yard and watch them drive past. And now to think, like, my kids don't even care about derbying, but because they see it so much. But to think they just get to jump into Power Wheels at 8 and go in front of a crowd of 4,000 people cheering for them and clapping for them. I mean, to see the smiles on those kids' faces that day.
It's
was
priceless.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you're
My son ran for the first time this year, and he's 3, and I was worried. I'm like, he might not, he might freak out. I wasn't sure. And they blew the whistle, and he wouldn't stop. He was just still hitting the kids. He didn't care about the trophies. He's still going.
Definitely.
It was awesome. That was definitely a highlight of the show.
And
for me.
Teams
handing
of
the
3
trophies out for the kids. I mean, kids were literally fighting with each other
Yes.
to get to the trophy. It's like, you're all going to get one. Chill out. No, they're still fighting.
Like, I'm huge, and they almost tackled me
Yes.
to get these trophies.
But then you hand it to them, and you just see the kid
Yes.
oh my God. It's-
My son started jumping up and down, go, I got second. I'm like, way to shoot like your dad. You're never gonna get this.
But teams of 3 full-size, teams of 3 compacts, a kicker class back on on the card as well. You saw the renderings of what the Team Crash Course cars are going to look like.
Unbelievable.
Pretty sweet,
They're
right?
going to look so awesome. They're probably going to be the best looking.
They better be best of paint.
Yeah, they caught about that, but they're going to look good for sure.
I know. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And that is heating up. I mean, we're like 20-something days away. I mean, it's heating up like crazy right now. And I'm excited. I'm like super excited right now. And I think we're just about full on compacts. We've got a couple teams left on the V8s. And kicker cars is what I really need. I need you guys to build some kicker cars.
Trucks and vans as well. You've got that combo?
Trucks and vans, definitely. Whatever you got pre-ran. I got a bunch of guys the last couple of days that are kind of getting more into that. So that class will be great too. And as you guys know, we're giving away a bunch of stuff. We got great vendors. We got the beer tent. And real quick on the beer tent. Okay, because I had a lot of people message me. They want to drink a beer after. That's the point of it. Afterwards. Yeah. Yes.
Remember when Melvin Bully won in the Firebird?
Yeah, it was hammered at about a 4.0.
Train wreck.
He never hit a car. Yeah, that was great.
You have a beer tent this year? I'm going to have to.
Yes.
Plane ticket.
Now, the thing about the beer tent is last Derby, everyone said to me afterwards, man, I didn't get to see anybody. I didn't get to see this guy, that guy, that guy. We were thinking with the beer tents, like afterwards we can all go and have a beer together and you can like relax, get back to friend mode because, of course, it's going to be very competitive that day. But then afterwards, I want everyone to chill back out. Let's all go have a beer. Maybe Brett will buy us all a bunch of rounds, and then we'll chill out.
You're going to buy as many beers as you did hamburgers for the first show.
Yep, which is a lot. a lot.
On that note, we'll be right back.
The Crash Course would like to thank DerbyParts.com, an industry leader in aftermarket parts. DerbyParts.com has become the go-to source for builders looking to make one stop for all their derby needs. A proud partner of the Reckless Warrior Series and a title sponsor at the Bash for Cash, DerbyParts.com offers products from the top manufacturers in the industry, including fellow Reckless Warriors partners Brian Muir and Big Rock Derby products, and performance aftermarket standouts MSD, Edelbrock, Schonfeld, and Samson tires. Inventory includes cradles, ultra belts, sliders, flex plates, pedal kits, mounts, fans, radiators, adapters, tanks, and much, much more. DerbyParts.com truly offers one-stop shopping for builders ready to perform at any level. Go online and check them out. From bumper to bumper, you can find it on DerbyParts.com. Are you good enough to be recognized as a Reckless Warrior? Bo Lockwood Motorsports' 2015 Demolition Derby schedule will now be combined into the Reckless Warrior Tour, designed to give rewards and recognition to drivers that support Bo Lockwood Motorsports. To the Keystone Nationals, which has moved to the Westmoreland County Fairgrounds June the 27th. The Jefferson County Fair Championships follows, with the limited road cars back in the limelight as they chase a $3,000 payday in Brookville, with the Reckoning 2 following on August 1st at the Clarion County Fairgrounds in Clarion, Pennsylvania. The series finishes with the final encounter September 4th and 5th at the Stoneborough County Fair. In all, there is more than $75,000 in prize money available among the 6 shows and features some of the largest purses in the Keystone State. Drivers will earn points based on their feature appearances and heat and feature finishes, with bonuses awarded for passing inspection and getting a stick on the first try. The season will end with a points bank where Bo Lockwood Motorsports will crown the deadliest warrior. That driver will then have his selection of one of the 10 prizes from the Reckless Warrior partners. For more details on the 2015 Reckless Warrior Tour, visit their Facebook page and check out blmotorsports.net. Ultimate Derby's Blizzard Bash is back this fall, the hallmark of the Kansas Expo Center's Derby schedule in Topeka, Kansas has been expanded to 4 days this coming November. The event will include something for every fan within Demolition Derby. Inspection opens November 11th with the heat draw party in the Vendors Arena. Action starts November the 12th at 7 p.m. with the National Team Bracket and the Qualifying Team Bracket opening rounds. Action returns Friday, November the 13th with National Bracket and Team Bracket Round 2. The 80s Mod Heats and the 80s Leaf classes are also on the card. Saturday's card includes the 1,000 to win RC Derby planned for 1 o'clock in the afternoon at the vendors area right in the Ski Inc. Pavilion. That's before the full-size cars take the track at 6 o'clock with B features for both the team brackets, the 80s Consi, the stock one and dones for Old Iron, the 80s and the compacts, the Power Wheels Youth Division, and Pro Mods are also on Saturday's card. Championship Sunday rolls off at noon with modified compacts and Old Iron leading the charge. Then trucks, the 80s feature, and the qualifying bracket feature leading to crowning the national championship in the team finale. All the action is available on pay-per-view and is presented in part by Speedway Motors, O'Reilly Auto Parts, in addition to DerbyTees.com, Near It Sliders, Ski Inc., Chambliss Welding, and Ultimate Derby. Don't forget, Ultimate Derby has Capital Carnage right around the corner. April 22nd to 24th, a $30,000 to win event is set for that last weekend of April, right back at the Expo Center in Topeka, Kansas. For more information, visit www.blizzardbash.com or www.ultimatederby.com. Demo Derby Masters offers a wide array of stock derby parts and accessories that have all been derby tested. Demo Derby Masters also offers custom fabrication, meaning your homespun garage idea can become a finely produced reality. Their team of engineers and Demo Derby drivers have designed, manufactured, and derby tested all parts to ensure the quality and durability, even under the most extreme conditions. DemoDerbyMasters.com also carries a full line of helmets, fire suits, gloves, and belts, and Kaiser's own branded oils and fluids. Parts are manufactured, housed, and shipped out of their 140,000 square foot facility located in Coopersville, Michigan. Order online at DemoDerbyMasters.com or contact them by phone at 800-472-2464 or email info@DemoDerbyMasters.com.
And we are back. We've got Joe Lombardi, JC Molly, joining us here from down in Florida, I believe, is where you're at today, right?
Yeah, I'm down in Sarasota, Florida.
Down south, having a good time. You're building a car for Josh Decker right here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get Josh down here and play some Halloween madness. We're trying to put together a couple big races down here in Florida and get you guys up north. Come down in the winter months.
Absolutely, sir. I'll be there every year from here on out.
It's where we want to be.
Sorry, Ben, didn't tell you about this one.
Yeah.
No, we just found out about it last night. JC and I were talking about it, and he doesn't even know it, but my mom's side of the family is actually from the Florida area, so for me, derbying in Florida has always kind of been something. So actually, to me, it's kind of sentimental. So when he said it to me, it was like, I don't care what I have to do, I'll be there.
I have all sorts of family in Florida.
Done. Follow us down.
I don't know why neither one of you should be upset. Both of you made the Siopa shirt because you drove Siopa cars before.
Badass.
We made the Siopa shirt.
Yeah. The 21X and 35X.
Yeah,
right on the back.
Is it out there?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Because we're nasty, Ben.
I know, right?
You know,
I got it offered this year. I just haven't had a chance to drive it.
You know,
you need to, now you know you need to do it. There's a pot of gold in that rainbow.
Absolutely.
I just want
the
to
car's a pot of gold
down there because I want to put somebody up in the grandstands.
Like the Siopas were tried last year.
They've done that. They've done that.
Now, JC it's pretty stocked down that area, right? It's. I mean, you guys are building cars kind of quickly, right? Or are you heavy builds at all?
It's really not a heavy built car like you guys. It's probably in the middle between the super stock and the limited weld that you have.
JC won the super stock feature at Keystone Nationals
Which
this
is
year.
a great run.
With the,
That was awesome. That was a good show.
Good finish, real good finish.
And he was virtually by himself, right?
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
he
there wasn't.
He was a man on an island.
Yeah.
Man. He was by himself.
And you were driving
Some good
great at the
cars.
end. Yeah.
Real good cars.
With the Vortec.
Yeah, you had
with
the Vortec.
that Steve
won the super stock show in
Good
Brookville
motor.
in whatever month that was.
Yeah, that's two now. I've got a Vortec just sitting and waiting, so that intrigues me.
I got one myself.
Steve said he's won thousands.
Really?
He said
And it's a
He
cheap
loved
build.
it.
You don't need to do a whole lot to
That's
it.
what he
It's
said.
basically, it's a Chrysler Magnum is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just them full roller motors.
Yeah.
It's just
Just
night and day.
once you lose the radiator, they go
Don't lose
pretty quick.
radiator.
But
You better fucking sing
I don't
on
know
it.
because I've lost radiator with mine, and I have lost water, and it never lost power.
Your Magnum?
Yeah.
I don't lose power. Just where I have problems is if you stall it. Me, I think it's also my jets in my carburetor. I got to step it up, but I was having problems getting hot.
I got some fat jets.
See, I gotta step it up. But no, I was saying, Ben, you can come down there because in Florida, you got to be able to literally drive down the street and find cars all day.
No.
Is that true? Yeah.
Is there cars everywhere?
How hard is it to find cars down there?
I have a pretty good feeling on getting cars, so we probably get 2-3 cars a week. But
What? A week?
What? People, you got to pay the money to play, and they don't want to pay.
I got to move down there.
We get.
You have, like,
I
six
try to help
states to
out
move
as
to
many
now.
people as I can down here, get some cars, and now we're stacking them up, and I think that we're going to try to put Florida on the map and get some big shows coming.
It's awesome.
That would be
man.
awesome.
You don't hear anything about Florida, so
No.
it's actually kind of
all.
interesting.
No.
Very cool.
I'm excited to run down there. It's all new people. It's all
Yep.
new.
I still don't
You
know
know?
I still don't know how you arranged to have a derby on the infield at Daytona, but it's awesome that
That would be a show.
And I'm pretty sure most of their
Pack those
derbies
grandstands.
are like in our off season. When is the main time of year that you're running derbies, Joe?
Well, we run. There's a derby every month, so the purses aren't that big, and the promoters down here,
Yep.
they kind of they make their rules, and pretty much the day of the race, everybody could run what they brung. So
That's
it's
not
kind of
good.
not fair. We're trying to.
I know a guy who could build a nasty car to those rules.
I gotta have Ben follow me down. Let Ben follow me down there.
That's all I had to hear.
The 220 welder. Ben and the 220 welder.
Get a lot of wire.
A bunch of steel.
Wow.
What kind of cars are you going to be driving?
I think a Vic, right? I think he's gonna put me in a Vic.
Yeah, Josh is going to have a Vic. We're building the Roadmaster for another guy, and a couple. JC Molly's. We're bringing five cars out.
Nice.
And it'll be 2-door caddy, box Vic, 93 bubble.
And you said you're building
Mazda.
You're building Josh a Buick Century, right? Like a '98 Buick Century.
Perfect.
Yeah, with plastic bumpers.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
I'm fine with it.
Hitting with
fine.
Hitting with the
Just
side of
get
the
a
motor.
Subframe Newport down there.
Just take it myself and
Yeah,
strip
the
it.
Chrysler, you can't find Chryslers down here. That's for sure. But GM's, old iron, you can find all day long.
Really?
Why do you think
Wow.
no Mopar?
Because they're all restoring them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all.
I don't know what people
Because
don't
they
like
all
to
rusted from
get
the
off
saltwater.
of them, and
Well,
they're going to do this and that one day with them. But the GMs, mostly, we get them. A lot of those guys do those dump projects, and then they just run out of money, and we wind up buying the car, the shells anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, rumor has it there's a few Siopa cars down there that have been purchased and are waiting to be made along, tow back up. I talked to Todd and Steve both, and
Happy birthday to Todd, by the way.
yeah, we missed that a week ago. But there's some nice iron down there. I would definitely like to make a trip. So when you go down, maybe you should take one of Brett's trucks and
Bring
one of
some
his
stuff back.
5-car trailers and.
I haven't got that far because we just thought about it last night. What I was thinking is just a one-way flight. Just buy a driver and drive it back. You know, you got nothing but time, credit
right.
card and time.
There you
And
go.
we'll just drive. Yep. I'll take my old lady to the beach and then we'll drive a car home.
I had to throw that in there to get that one to fly.
Looks like Mama says she's driving back or
You're
flying
flying
back.
back? Okay, she'll fly.
Road trips are fun. Road
We'll be
trips are
filming
fun.
Louise
Come
on
on,
the
Ben.
way back.
Come on, we'll drive a driver home.
Sure. We'll
Yours-
bring it back.
Put a hitch on it and tow a smasher back with it.
There you
No,
go.
What you do is you rent a big U-Haul box
Yes.
truck.
Yep.
Yeah.
You load one in the back of the box truck.
Yep.
Then load another one on a U-Haul trailer, and then follow.
Just
behind
don't
the
tell them
truck.
what you're getting it for. You got to tell them it's for like a pickup because they won't sell you one if you say it's for a 74
fine.
2-door Cadillac.
Pay no attention.
You can't use my name. I got to use my alias. Comes up on the FBI files.
This guy again, huh?
Well, Ben, you picked a good week to come back. Yeah. You're shot out of a cannon.
I got to figure out how I'm going to get a flight to Florida now.
Okay, we'll talk about that
Okay.
afterwards. We can get you in a car. But how about Florida? I mean, you don't hear anything about Derby
No,
in
you
Florida.
don't.
You
No,
don't
you
ever,
don't,
and it's
really.
wicked cool. As soon as he said that to me, it's like, yes, I have to see this. You know, because I have to see what it's about.
The
Are the
only
tracks
time I
real sandy?
The only time I actually heard
What's
anything
that?
about Florida derbies is when the TNN had them.
Yes.
And they used to have that wingnut junkyard dog or junkyard
Yep,
whatever,
yep.
and some other guy that they classified as professional, and they gave him
Yep.
a hard time, and they were did the boat races and trailer
Yeah,
races
yeah,
at
I
that
remember that.
asphalt track. I mean,
remember that.
that would be an awesome track to go run at because it's on asphalt.
Yeah. Yeah, what are the tracks like down there, Joe? Are they
Real sandy?
asphalt, sand, what?
Well, most of the tracks down here are the county fairs, so they're pretty much clay and dirt. But we've been running a lot, like the race that we're going to be doing in October. It's going to be on a regular asphalt track, but what we do is we run the middle of the track, and it's kind of mostly dirt, but they have the X where the figure eight cars go through, but we'll have dirt over it. But
you can get
we have a couple of asphalt tracks that we run, and those tracks are
Those
wicked
are awesome.
bad, I can tell you that. You get hit, you know it.
That would be
That's
fun.
pain. Nah.
That would be fun.
I mean, you can get a run and start on the asphalt, launch right off into the dirt.
I'm trying to convince Brett to do King's Old School on asphalt next year.
No.
Yes.
No.
180 cars
yes.
just junk on asphalt.
Junking cars and burning rubber the
All
whole
day
time.
long. It'd be nasty.
Best
the way
smell in
to
the
go.
world.
Racing fuel. Come on.
That'd be
Yeah.
like a throwback to Don.
Hell yeah. We got a track.
Yeah,
It's just
It's just when we run on an asphalt track, you can't wet them down. You can wet them down all you want, but it's just smoke everywhere. It
Yep.
looks
Yep.
like,
Oh, yeah.
Looks like there's a big fire on the track.
Yeah.
Wet them down with dish soap.
Have you ever? Hey, you never went to one of the asphalt derbies at Shangri-La, did you?
Oh, not Shangri-La, no.
You would get nowhere with dish soap.
Oh, that was fun.
Shangri-La was awesome.
Shangri-La.
One of the best derbies I ever saw as a kid. Mark Benjamin was junking people in Imperial. Yeah, asphalt's scary.
Oh yeah,
that's like next level.
I was at Mark's house once.
It is.
And he showed me a video of Richie Predmore going out of bounds and coming back, and he had a pile of 10 cars and moved it. I mean, that's how fast he was going in that Imperial when he hit it. And then he backed up and did it again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was
good old days.
The first one Ben ever ran down there, it was
Corey chickened out.
It was back in the day
yeah.
when the feuds were going on and there was
Yeah,
teams
yeah,
and it was
yeah.
feuding. And Brett had like a 78 or a 80 Chevy Impala square body.
Yeah, it's a 76 Chevy Impala square body, and he says the only way I'm going to lose if they knock the wheels off of it, right? Corey chickened out. He had like an 88 Caprice Classic.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm not driving it. I'm like, well, I'll drive it.
Oh, you just jumped in it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Richie had Imperial. Jesse had a New Yorker or
I think
something.
so.
Sammy Smith was there with his Cordova. I mean, it was just
Awesome.
Imperial
Ben was
stacked,
way undercard.
way underbuilt.
On asphalt.
And I had the most fun. I got like third or something like
Yeah,
that.
he drove right down to there.
Oh yeah.
And then the next year we went back down and took your
I took my 74 Newport down
Newport
there.
and parked on top of Sammy Smith's tire.
Yeah.
Like Ben's radiator core support was on the other side of the rear tire.
Yeah,
of
my
Sammy's.
front bumper was like in his air cleaner.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
It was a nice shot.
I got addicted to running asphalt after that. There's
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
like it. It's awesome.
I can
You
believe
get
that.
going. It's just the speed's insane, and that's
With gears.
How
Imagine
about-
with gears.
How about car count, Joe? Is the car count's usually pretty good down there, or not a lot of guys derbying?
No, the car count is pretty low because everybody gets frustrated on different rules. Every place that you run has different rules, so we trying to change
sucks.
that this year. We all sat down and came up with a set of rules, which we have now, and we're pretty much all happy with them. And this is going to be our first race that we're running with these rules, and I've got 17 people registered so far, and we're hoping to get 30. It's going to be a long shot, but I'm hoping we could do the 30 and show that we deserve to be having derbies down here.
And you guys do heats and features, or usually most of them one-run deals?
No, most of the races are heats and feature, but this one's going to be run and done just because it's going to be our first one, and we got to see how things are going to go. But mostly it's when any other track we go to, it's heats and feature.
Are you guys giving away a Mad Dog?
Why, you want
Some
one from
tracks-
Florida, too?
Some tracks they do. We're probably going to do it. We're going to decide the day of the race whether or not we're going to do it because there's other factors that we have to try to figure out. This is all new to us. Any promoters down here don't want any part of big car derbies. They just want the small car derbies and stuff. So it's just basically derby guys like me. There's about 12, 14 of us that want to keep it going, and pretty much we're going to do it ourselves.
dude, that's a
the only way we
perfect
could do
place
it.
for aluminum with kickers. Perfect.
They're trying to save it.
Oh,
They're trying to save old cars, man. Don't take aluminum kickers. Joe, we're definitely going to try helping you guys keep it alive down there
yeah,
because you
for
don't want to
sure.
see Demolition Derby end in any state. And the fact that
No.
they're going to compacts, and
Don't you have a show that has a really strong turnout of compacts? Okay, just making sure.
Well, they all do. I mean, compacts they're like flies going to bees going to a hive. I mean,
I watch the flies.
no
for
matter-
Much better.
I was waiting to hear the flies. The fly was going to get cool.
I ad-libbed that one. I caught that one.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a good
well,
one.
you know,
The
like
bees.
bees going to hive. I mean,
Good
every
job.
show up
Much
here,
better.
the compacts come out of the woodwork. But it's the same way everywhere.
But compacts are the only
See,
thing you
it-
can buy
it
for
used to
$300.
be- It used to be that way in our area, and it's not anymore. 13 or
Compacts?
so compacts show up now.
See, it's
but our
it's
builds have
opposite.
they've been, usually the builds were follow the big car. So compact guys are smart and they start building to the big car rules. Hump plates on a 80s and newer GM, right? So they all just kind of evolved, and it just kind of toned it down in our area.
Yeah,
a lot of guys don't want to do that. A lot of small car guys want to be stock.
Our area, I'd say the majority of compact guys are literally chain and bang, knock the windows out and go. I don't think we're getting a lot of. I don't know. What do you think? You think no? Well, you can't say loading a frame is building a car.
No. There's a big group of guys now that are starting to put the time they're building their compact.
Well, that's just it. They're not,
because our rules are the same rules compacts full size.
Jake Sherman won Norwich with a car that he built in 6 hours, I think.
Yep.
2, he said, or
3.
Something.
Yeah, 3 hours. 3 hours.
It was a quick
that's
build.
A stock show. I mean, that's a 100% stock show. Knock the windows out and go. And,
Todd Height picked up a win at over the weekend.
Who?
At, Herkimer. Todd Height.
Small car versus full size, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, he had a 03 Impala, I believe, and they made him run with V8s.
Well,
they have insanely weird rules.
He's had some bad luck. Them guys,
I'm
steal your face
glad
racing
he got
teams
it.
had some bad luck.
Their rules are so dumb. Let's say you get 20 cars and you have 10 compacts, 10 V8s. They don't split them up. It's just like 3 compact. I mean, you literally just pick a hat. Compacts and V8s, everything runs together. It's just a really weird. They don't split. Yeah, Herkimer doesn't split them up. It's a weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't like that.
Are you excited? You excited about going to Florida?
I can't wait, man.
It's gonna be cool.
It's exciting as hell. My mom would be pumped to know I was derbying down in Florida.
Another state off the list.
Bam! I got like 46 more to go, right? I don't know. No, not true. I might be like 42 more to go, somewhere down there. But thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. It meant a lot to me that you even asked me, and I'm just gonna go down there and send it. I hope you don't mind, but I'm just gonna flat foot.
I do appreciate you coming out to the show tonight, man. It's always good talking with you. It's good to learn a little bit more about Florida too. I mean, it was something I didn't know anything about what was going on down there. Not nearly that much. It's cool, and wish you the best of luck on the show.
All right. Well, thank you for having me, and I got to get back working on Josh's car.
All right. Thanks again. We'll see you later on.
All right. Take care. Thanks.
There goes.
I owe so many
JC
people
Molly
in the derby community because, think about it. This guy's taking time out of his life to build me a car. It's like, who the fuck is Josh Decker?
Yeah, that's what I said
Who is Josh Decker?
Josh Decker.
That's what I said to Jake. I'm like, don't put any time into it. If you want to put me in a car, don't put any time into it.
You feel guilty a little bit.
It is. It's like, all right, you got your cars to build, and then you got family time.
Yep.
And it's like,
it means a lot.
Throw it together, and I got there, and it wasn't. It was.
If they didn't want you to put you in it, they wouldn't have. They wouldn't
no,
have
that's
told you
true.
in it.
No, I know.
I mean,
that's
one
very
of the things.
cool.
I mean, they're definitely know you're thankful for it, but I mean, it's.
I'm gonna send it.
You got to understand the big deal for them is you coming and running a car.
Who cares? Stupid Josh Decker's coming down here.
You're a big name, man.
I'll just go, dude.
Everybody, Derby World, man.
So let's
we need a new mascot. Because this one sucks.
Let's revisit a couple things from earlier. The cleanup show at Paradise Speedway is September the 24th. That was October the 24th. It's the same day as the Chaos in the Valley show, which we're going to be going down to. Can't wait for that. Jason Shipe and Penny Shipe doing an awesome job bringing everything together, kind of streamlining the rules, and they were rewarded for their efforts last year. Last October was their first show. They got the Shenandoah County Fair, which we're going to be going to here in like a week. We're going to be down there for that show, and then we go back down in October. They have awesome turnout there. Sean Golkenauer's home track. The Kingery's run there. The compact turnout, just like every place else that we go, is insane, but they build them really, really strong, and it's a blast.
That track is nasty down there.
It's long and it's narrow.
Oh my god.
It's a ton of fun to watch derbies down there.
Golkenauer's running there?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was
He's
actually
been quiet. I haven't heard much from him.
I think they're busy. I think I know the last time I talked to him, probably Bash for Cash, and he said that they were pretty busy. They're trying to put the finishing touches on their.
They are building in that garage now.
Yeah, they're finishing touches on the shop, and he said that.
Oh, that's cool.
He does construction. He said they're pretty busy with that. So
he's a very good dude.
Yeah, Sean is an awesome dude.
Yeah.
I'll be staying with him when we're down there, and then be back down there in October. I can't wait. That you got to get down there. If there's a show that you want to take in the fall that you want to travel to from the Northeast, it's about a 6-hour drive down. It's not a bad drive at all. It's easy to get to. Everybody down there is the friendliest in the world. It's a ton of fun down there, and they drive stupid.
That's the video of the one that Sean knocked the wheel off. Is that same track?
Yeah,
that's
the place.
That's awesome.
And that's how everything is built down there. If you look in the clip of that, of Sean, you can see that the hood is welded down all the way around,
Yep.
and he cut the hole out.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, everything is just so hard down there. It's a ton of fun. Mark
my
Wolf
deals
runs
with
down there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Welding
Have
the
you
hood
heard
is
from him?
like,
How's he
that
doing?
opens
I
up
didn't-
some
He's doing all
doors.
right.
I see he had some sort of accident with his leg and
Yeah.
said he thought he broke it, but it was his left leg. And I said, dude, you're good then. The right's
No problem.
the throttle
Who's
foot.
this?
Mark Wolf.
Mark Wolf.
That's
Oh,
hurt
really?
his leg.
He's the
somehow.
guy. He's the guy that had the
blower.
the big bad wolf. Yep,
dude,
that
Mark's got some
73 caddy.
nasties.
He's got the stuff he derbies.
He
blows
posts
my
some pictures. It's like, you can't be derbying that.
Billy Orndorff runs down there. And Billy's won a ton of times in Shenandoah. He's a good dude. I'm going to be catching up with Ed Brewster at the Chaos in the Valley show because he's going to be picking up all of my RC stuff so that he can load it in the truck and drag it out to Topeka.
Nice.
Because we got a ton of stuff that's headed out there. But first, before we do that, Ed's on the line here with us. The East Coast Championship coming up here on Saturday, and our friend Josh Farrell has now qualified for that, so he's going to be running Saturday. And Ed was still, last I knew, Ed was still knocking on the door trying to get qualified.
He heard I was going to be on the podcast, so he come rapping on the door. And,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
How's everything?
Yeah, he can make it in. And hopefully we can keep that nice trophy at home here in Virginia if Josh can do something with them.
Right? That's one of your trophies?
Yep. That was a fun one. Another one of them little intricate ones, man. It's cool.
Ed, how's turnout looking right now for that?
I guess we're looking at probably 25 to 30 entries at the moment.
Nice. It's a good turnout.
That's great
that'd
for
be
something
pretty
that's just getting off the ground.
Heats and feature format for that East Coast Championship.
That's
Last time Ed was on the show, his house was struck by lightning, which was one of the reasons.
Earlier, just wanted to thank you for that trophy. That thing is really nice. People are just really, they flip out when they see it. I don't know what else to say.
Good. That's awesome, man.
So at this point, have you? I know you've had to do a ton of work out there. Is everything ready to go for the show Saturday, or you still got a lot to do? We had some rains come through, and it basically washed most of your tracks away.
Yeah, I've got a few 18-hour days ahead of me leading up to this.
That's all you ever see on
Facebook. Building in to bring a parts store and so forth,
More
and just a lot of new stuff coming to JMW as well as getting ready for this championship.
Are the guys from Ohio coming out?
I didn't catch that. What'd you say?
Are the guys from Ohio making the trip out? Keith Rourke and David Tillery, the HTRC guys, are they coming down?
Yes. Yeah, the Southern Ohio guys are coming. A few are coming from North Ohio, and
Nice.
we're hoping to get a few out of North Carolina.
Sweet.
Now the question is, do you think they'll Ohio build their RC cars too?
Yes, I'll definitely be cutting, torching, absolutely
Yes.
grinding.
Just checking.
Yes. Have you seen the car that I have? The white
Yeah.
the white car that I got from Keith Rourke.
I don't remember.
That was the one I was painting in the hotel room.
Oh yes, I saw that one.
Yeah.
You saw that one. Now that car was cool. That was awesome. Brandon has a car from Keith
It's insane.
that makes my car. It is a knife at a gunfight.
It's a Chrysler, I believe, the way he built it, and he creased the whole thing front to back. It has crease lines, front bumper to
With
back
this
bumper.
kind of 10.
Yes,
Get
and
out
he creased it and creased the trunk and creased the hood.
How do you do
There's
that?
There's
Pliers.
so much time put into that thing. I couldn't believe it.
Pliers.
We
Wagon
started
I have.
on
Wagon
these,
I
and I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah, we got.
Those guys are really schooling everybody with their build. I mean, they're just awesome.
And they're not doing anything over the top either. It's
No.
not like they're crazy legal. It's just a matter of playing
look cool.
creases.
That's cool.
But we got a couple new ones. Brian, slide that over. There's there.
I want to be
Pull your
careful.
Chrysler wagon over.
There's some rough edges. I don't want to end up with a tetanus shot. But
Give him a break. He did these today, both of these cars.
Chris was a great video guy. I don't know about Tin Knocker though.
Nope, I'm
You
not.
see that
You
okay?
just set it down. Set it down.
Let,
Perfect,
take
just like
that, let
that.
Ben take that home, weld that up. Stick some nuts and bolts in that.
Yeah, there's got to be more nuts and bolts. This
Losing.
popper was
Big
come out.
washers. What's the washer rule?
Yeah.
Big washers, nuts and bolts. I think could all be.
It's bad though. It's
junk.
getting to that point though. They got to start.
gotta
They just
load
got to
the
start
bumper.
writing rules
Yeah,
very
definitely.
intricately for this because
I can
Yeah.
think about
It
how
gets
easy
out
to
of
Talk
do
hand.
that.
about loaded bumper. Now, this you can't. This thing goes like this. I'm thinking there's got to be some weight somewhere in the front.
Yeah, that's been
these
fixed.
are just for fun.
We lost.
Josh, no, we still got you. Josh Farrell just sent me pictures of his Torino wagon, and this thing is very well built.
Start doing long distance.
That's cool.
I wonder if
But
filled
we
with foam.
we still have you, Ed. I mean, I don't know if something's going on your end, but Ed, we do still have you.
Oh, that's a killer. Wagon is badass.
think they like your wagon.
Yeah, we kind of threw that together today. We had a bit of an RC derby earlier this week, and Alan and
You can hear us or not, but we've totally lost you. We can try to hang up and call back.
Can you hear me at all?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
So I'll hang up on them real quick and then bring them back on. But we had an RC derby at the house with Brandon and Alan, and they pretty much ruined all the cars.
Yeah, it felt really bad.
It cracks me up. Every picture you take of him, he's got that same smile, and it like just makes me laugh every single time. You know, it's like
Alan tore us up.
Yeah,
he did. He drove through us and around us. I'm not great hand-eye coordination
Yep.
with
Yeah, we got you.
RC
Okay,
cars, and once they get turned, I'm always turning the wrong way. I can never connect, and you just get blindsided, and he rolls me, and it's just.
that's all.
I had like one good hit on him, and I hit him nose to nose, and I veered off, and I rode a wheelie for like 50 feet. It was so cool. I was all right. It was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. That was.
You know that kid. I know Chris doesn't want to, but that kid is absolutely going to be derbying in about.
He's
7
obsessed.
years, 8 years.
About
from
2
now,
years. About 2 years. It's gonna be.
I'll bring him a compact.
Here's the metric caddy. What's left of it? She got pretty hurt.
Yeah, you got to rick that. That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's been straightened a little bit. I think that front end was dragging on the ground, and everything was locked up. Front tires are all locked up.
That's awesome.
Brandon and I were both in trouble because Alan would start at the stop sign a block away and come and smoke us in the nose, and it would shove the tin back, and we lost steering. Both
It
of
wasn't
us.
enough. It wasn't enough for him to junk us. He also decided to junk the front end of a brand new car.
Well, hey, we're not getting into
Oh,
this.
yeah, we're not talking about
That's a neighbor, huh?
Yeah.
Quiet. Understood.
Yeah. The lady came out and says, "Can you help me get this
All
thing
of a
out
sudden,
front of the car?"
I became Alan's dad. And
Yep.
Chris was nowhere. He left.
I was trying to fix the batteries, man. Trying to get that thing.
Good dadding.
I was like,
I got parents in here that day.
Are you sure it's okay? It was bad.
She goes, "I literally got
We're
this
going to do a
yesterday."
little bash in one evening this week, he says.
Yeah, we're gonna ruin those 2 white cars that you just saw there. We didn't have time to put paint on them, but we're gonna ruin those tonight when we get back home. We had that orange. We had the Roscoe Monaco that we got from Josh. We ran that, and that needed to be fixed, so we beefed that up a little bit, and that's pretty sturdy now.
Yep.
I learned how to cheat today.
Yes. Yes. All that curtain rod is now within the body of that car.
Smart.
Yeah, we stiffened up the sides of it, and we're pretty sure that tonight when we go do this, it's gonna break stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to break expensive.
I'm gonna
parts.
break axles. I guarantee it.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a ton of fun. Well,
Axles, that's something we're going to have plenty of those on hand at JMW.
yeah, you're gonna need those for sure. I think we've got 6. I think I got 10 spare axles at the house right now, so we should be good.
Yep, we'll be fine.
Yep.
Hey, since we're talking about axles, just so I understand this, for the Blizzard Bash, you said you're throwing in a little extra money or something for someone that in the top 3 with plastic axles?
The way that is the highest finishing guy with stock axles gets an extra $50.
Nice.
Yep.
I got
And
you.
that brought the purse up to an even $2,700 for that RC Derby.
RC Derby.
There's more than freaking derbies
I
around
can't
here.
change that myself.
Ed, how much money do I have to send you building one? Right?
I'll
Imp sub. Chris, imp sub,
Dude.
please me.
Dude, it's fun.
Chrysler
I'll
wagon.
get you set
It
to
is
go.
so much fun.
I got some contacts for you. I mean, my cars are nowhere near as good as I got a car from David Tillery and I got a car from Keith Rourke, and those are awesome cars. I've got some stuff from
I'll bag it.
from Josh. Josh builds nice stuff too.
And they're reasonably priced. These guys,
Yeah, they're
for
like-
the time that's in them, oh my God.
Yeah, there's some time in them.
Yeah.
No question.
It's,
Well, hey, Chris, I done stepped up now. I build them just as strong as Keith and Tillery now. I learned their tips and tricks on how they make them look stronger.
Yep.
Excellent. I'm going to be on the phone with you when we get off the show.
Yeah.
I'll order 3 of them.
Just call me up anytime.
Yeah, we kind of wrecked your fleet.
Yeah, we got to reload for Blizzard Bash. Thankfully, it's not till November, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Well,
I can't wait.
yeah,
It's gonna be a heck of a ride, but it's gonna be worth it.
I hope so.
I'm hoping to win this East Coast Championship, so I can go ahead and take that money and invest it in the trip.
There you go.
I'm probably going to the Blizzard Bash and probably freak out like I did at the Bash for Cash.
Yeah, if you like Bash for
talk
Cash.
about that after we hang up about me being at that. And I mean to tell you, I still flip out on what I saw that's going into these cars nowadays.
Wait till you get to Blizzard Bash.
Just believe it.
It's a much different atmosphere being it's the indoor arena, and they drive so aggressive. That's it. Yeah, you're gonna flip out again for sure.
Yeah,
I'm kind of excited to go there.
Yeah, the last one I saw when I was real young, I mean, one of the guys, he drove his car to the track and put it in the derby
Right.
and then beat it back out and drove it home.
You don't do that anymore.
Way back.
You don't do that anymore. Can you imagine that? Driving your car to the derby, running it in the derby, and then beating it back out and driving it home.
Oh my God.
They used to do it at my county fair. I seen that done.
Yeah.
I saw that
Tell
done.
Dad did it back in the day.
I saw it.
Before
You love Aaron.
before coming to Bash for Cash, Ed's previous derby reference was from 1970. That was his framework. So we went from 1970 derbies
Bash for
to
Cash.
Bash for Cash.
Wow.
Big spread there.
It was quite a shot.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a big.
I was simply just blown away because all
Back in
the
time.
10 years of derbying I did here in Virginia,
from that
it's just
experience, he thought, wow, car
top
counts have really
class.
gone up
You know,
over the years.
remove the glass and the carpet, and the cars bend up real fast. And when I went up there, man, I was blown away on all the work spent into the cars, the horsepower coming out of the motors. It's unreal.
Yeah, the way you can run Chevy wagons wide
For
open
1
all night
hour
long
and they don't
never
bend.
bend the front end.
Fucks
That's
my head
impressive.
too.
Kickers
Screws in my head. Yeah, kickers.
Oh no,
Yeah,
Chevy
kickers.
wagons.
Sure. Kickers did it.
no kickers.
Yeah, no kickers.
Little engineering,
Little engineering.
Yeah. Someone teach me that engineering.
little competitive engineering is
Yeah,
called.
right.
You couldn't run that car anywhere around here, though. There isn't any rules where you could run it. You'd have to go out there and run against those. That'd
What
be no
car?
fun.
Any of them.
Bash for Cash, build,
They would
turn back
pass
to
around,
pot car.
except for
Oh,
your
yeah.
front plate rule wouldn't pass. But I could get that through some places here.
They're just Preston.
Not any place you want to go and
Take it
run.
to Brookfield.
Yeah, no. Brookfield, pass. It's off my list.
Dude, there's been a bunch more off your list this summer. There's been a few people that have.
You really did slow down.
Well,
I think you only did like 60 derbies this year.
I've only derby
Back
4
to
times. 5 or maybe 6. Somewhere in there.
I was going to take the year off, and I've derbied twice now.
Yeah, you don't
I
want
got
to
another one coming up.
That's,
You've done a lot of traveling this year, though.
Yeah.
I had to.
you had to. Yeah, you didn't have a choice.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I-
speaking of traveling from here to Topeka, that's going to be like 22 hours drive.
That's fine.
Yeah, these guys have did that
We've
before.
done that.
Let Chris drive.
Yeah.
Now, I
Chris
hope
drive.
you got room for your stuff, man. If not, we'll hook it to a rope and drag it behind. We'll
That's
get it
fine.
there.
That's happened to our equipment before. That's no big deal.
That's also happened before. It's like anytime we go to Minnesota, just put it in the plane, get it to 35,000 feet, and drop it out the side.
Yep.
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 I never saw stuff like that before.
It was
horrible.
Actually, I shouldn't say that was only the one time.
Yeah.
Everything's been pretty good. Otherwise, going to Minnesota.
Boy,
But
that first time left a sour
first
taste.
time was
My
an
God.
experience that I'll never, ever, ever get the money back.
I don't
from.
want to say you were mad that day.
I'd go closer to irate.
We had de-icing fluid
nuts.
coming in around the doors.
Yeah, that was on the way
That
home.
was
That was a
cool.
whole- that was
I mean, that's something that we haven't had a chance to do again since. Is have the de-icing fluid leak in and have the stewardess be no. That happens all the time.
That's how they- that's how they seal it.
No,
That's how
it's-
they
it seals up when you get up in the air.
Yeah,
Oh,
when
yeah.
pressurizes, she says.
Man,
No,
that
seal up.
that doesn't happen on all the planes. Actually,
Yeah.
I've been on 4 in the last 2 days, and this is the first one.
The best part of that whole deal is I said, Josh, you know what the nice thing is? He goes, what's that? I said, if we crash, we're going to be more famous than we
Yeah,
ever
La
thought.
Bamba, man.
Yeah.
Josh's face turned white. I don't think he talked the rest of the way.
I was scared. It was bad, Brian. Do you remember? It was bad.
Yeah, well, do you remember who I was stuck sitting next to at the back of the plane on the way home?
No.
Think about it.
Okay, I'll read.
Oh yeah.
No, I do
The
remember.
the best part was the older ladies in the airport when they're gonna kill the airport people.
Oh, yeah.
Because look at they seen it coming because they travel all the time and
Yep.
they kept switching gate to gate to gate to gate and they're like they're gonna cancel the flight. They're gonna cancel the flight. Well, next thing you know, here come the suits down. to the little area.
To the one person.
And them women, let me tell you
Lost
what.
their
They
minds.
were like in their 60s, and they lost their marbles. They had a dare, and they were, if they had bats, they would have pounded the piss out of them right down in there. They were going off, and they're like, ma'am, the plane's coming around, ma'am, the plane's coming around. She's like, that's right, we've been waiting here for 3 hours. Like,
the craziest airport
that's
I've
crazy.
ever had.
That was in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right? Or
Yeah,
Newark,
right home.
Philadelphia.
The guy was going to fire the girl because I gave her $20 for like 5 waters, and they closed the bar down.
Oh
And,
yeah,
like, we're all
that
standing
girl
there.
lost her job. Yep.
Yeah.
That girl.
job,
She.
The guy
definitely
comes out. He's like, I already closed the bar down. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
It's
$20 for here's $20 for the waters. When you open up,
He was upset because it's a $7
Yeah.
bottle of water.
I know, Ben.
Yeah, well, you're on an airport.
like,
They're losing money.
I'm like, dude,
That sucks.
He goes,
Yeah.
You'll have to go down to the other. You'll have to go down to my other location at terminal whatever, and
176.
and the woman who's trying to buy water is like, my flight's leaving right now, so
I
it didn't go
stepped
well.
I got right in the middle of that. I says, I told the girl, I says, here, get a few waters. I says, don't mind him. And he come out raising hell. I'm like, dude, you don't want me to.
He goes, it's not your business. Well, we sold water for you. We didn't ask for a commission.
Yeah.
So kind of
he didn't know who Ben Hoff was. That was the problem. He learned real quick.
totally.
I was going to
real
run
quick.
over one of the airport security carts.
That was a
Remember
long
those
day.
ladies when the guys in the suit started saying, ma'am, don't ma'am me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, we better sit down. Let's
gonna
let this lady handle it. She's doing
She's
fine.
in charge right now.
This lady's doing fine.
The things you see at the airport after
Yeah.
8 hours of a layover.
People get hostile.
We should
Oh,
have
they
we could
were
have walked home
bad.
faster when we got home that day.
Josh was mapping out a rental car.
Yeah, I was like, gonna have someone come down and pick me up. Like, just come pick us up and take us home. Would be faster than what we waited.
Take us home and drive us all the way back to Syracuse so we can get our cars.
Rochester. We were out of Rochester.
Oh,
that time.
Rochester.
Yeah, that's why we
Because
didn't do
remember,
it.
we went there, and Ben goes, I'm all right with flying as long as we don't get on a prop plane. We come out to the first one to go to Philly, and there's a prop plane sitting there, and Ben just starts shaking his head. But at least the duct tape looked new that they'd put
Yeah,
on the
it was
props.
good.
To
Listen, the
get
guy
us-
sat next to me pushing with his foot on the wall, and it kept separating. The glue was
my
separating.
God.
I watched it. He was,
That's fine. Pay no attention.
yeah, we
Pay no
almost
attention to the
died.
guy behind the curtain.
I got to get a limo or something. I'm done with this flying stuff.
Can you work that out for Mr. Decker from now on?
Talk to Seopas, get Drake Bell bus.
I got to give him a call. I'll go down
Get
with
the
him.
tour bus.
When you guys going out for all of Blizzard Bash, Ed? Ed, you guys staying for the whole week?
Uh-oh.
Ed Brewster.
Yeah. Sorry, my phone's in and out. I can't correct.
It's
What'd
fine.
you say there?
It's fine. Are you guys going out for the whole week?
Yeah, we're staying for the whole week.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the Blizzard Bash. Very good. You're gonna have a good time. Those qualifying heats you can't
49
beat
seconds.
it. Yeah.
Let's see if we get that.
Dude, look at all the
picture.
people from New York that are going out there.
It's gonna be a lot of people
It's going to
out
be
there.
awesome, actually. You know,
It's gonna be like Broome
Yeah,
County.
there's
like-
some place out there.
like
Yeah,
being
like,
old school.
like we're going to be camping. I hope it's warm.
Yeah, it should be warm. It'll be a solid 30 degrees out there.
You're indoors.
You
You're
ain't gonna
fine,
be
right?
outside. You'll never
Yeah.
be outside.
Yeah, you're not, yeah.
Fine,
There's
right?
no reason to be outside at all. I mean, everything's indoors.
I don't know.
The
Watching
RC
it, I've never seen anybody with more than a sweatshirt on.
No, it's fine.
I thought they had a reason for holding the Derby inside, so.
Yeah, everything's indoors.
Bring
Nothing,
your gas
nothing to worry about.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
No, that's
It's an indoor show.
that's not
They-
true. They've renovated all that. They have an all new ventilation system
Really?
just to head that
I
off.
heard they were
Yeah.
gonna, but they did it.
Yeah,
So-
that's
so-
all.
The town sounds like they're pumped up and just
Yeah.
dumping
Oh,
money
yeah.
to keep it
Oh,
keep it
yeah.
happening.
Oh, yeah.
That's huge.
Travels to Peak is pretty happy with Blizzard Bash,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Capital
consider-
Carnage is pretty.
Considering they sell out every hotel around
Yeah,
the area.
yeah.
And they're
that's-
not small hotels.
And considering
No.
I'm betting I bet you every night is a sellout this year.
The Crown
I mean,
Plaza right next door is a 4 or 5 star hotel.
Here's the thing about the
And
Crown Plaza, though. I like it, great place. But when you have that many people in on a Saturday, don't close the bar at 9:30.
Oh no, that guy did not. Was it a guy or a girl?
Guy.
Yeah, it was the guy, right?
He was not.
Yeah.
He
Do you
was-
not like to make money?
no, he didn't.
He did. He's
Yeah,
like,
he was
he said,
grumpy.
I'm done.
Yep.
He goes, I was supposed to be out of here a half hour ago, and the whole lobby was full
Full.
of dirty people
wanted to
just
drink.
waiting to throw bills
Yes.
on the counter. I mean, they could have.
Wow.
And they're like, no. And then
It was really weird.
Yes.
Because that guy, that's the time where as a bartender, you
Make
Kill it.
money.
Make an
Kill it. 2
executive-
hours of just killing it.
Yeah, you tell them, guys, I'm going to keep
Executive
this
decision.
open.
Yes.
Remember to tip me.
That's what I would say.
Everybody,
Well, this guy went home broke. Good for you,
keep-
buddy. Good work today.
I'm gonna keep this open, and they're not paying me.
And you know how derby guys are. I mean, when
Yes.
it's drinking time, it's drinking time.
You wouldn't need the company to pay you at that point.
No.
You'll make your tips.
Well, that
because
was the
there's
guy
some hardcore boozing going on.
this year when we went to Winter Slam. That's how it was. They kept the bar open late both nights
Yep.
in the hotel, and
Yep.
they made some bucks doing it. I mean, they made out well.
Isn't that the point of a hotel bar?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to catch everybody coming back in at the end of whatever they're doing. You know?
Yep.
Right.
Now, Blizzard Bash, though, that hotel, like, it's so many great drivers in there. Like, I think it was Saturday night, we went back to the hotel, and then to see the people that are hanging out together drinking is like, man, Bobby Brockway standing with Mike Brown. Okay, I'm going over there. You know, it's like Jeremy
wanna be
Garth
a
saying
fly on
this.
that wall,
Yeah,
huh?
it's like, I'm going over there.
Oh,
I mean,
that-
just every conversation you have is like awesome.
The point of a hotel bar is to make money, just like a sweatshirt is to catch your vomit, right?
Yep.
For you.
Well said.
Oh, it backfired on him.
You'll be getting a message soon.
Then
Yep.
it went to floor parties.
Oh, when
As soon as they closed the bar,
Oh,
everybody's like, "That's it." So then they just started going floor to floor to floor to floor.
me and Ben tried to walk in Bobby Brockway's room.
I
Like,
hope-
yeah, everyone's in Bobby Brockway's. We opened the door, and
Literally
seriously,
everyone.
people were pushed up against the door.
Yeah,
They couldn't get out, and it was like we saved them. That's how jam-packed. They're like, thank God, someone opened this door. And then we were like, yeah, not going in here. Not going. Remember, it smelled and everything. It's like, no, not hanging out here. Remember?
You get that many derby guys in that closed space, it's gonna smell.
They were all
right.
talking to each other like this
Yeah.
close. Like, you guys, we'll be downstairs.
Yeah.
Look what you are in store for, Ed, when you guys go out to Topeka.
It's fun.
I'm sure the same
They say it sounds like this Blizzard Bash is like a 4 or 5 day party.
It is.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
it
a hard
is.
time driving back home after that.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are. That's why you should fly. But you got to bring my cars out there, so you're gonna have to drive.
Just plan on spending the night Sunday and get up and drive home Monday morning. It won't be that bad.
The first year we went, if we remember,
drove.
At 4:30 in the morning on the first night, we were trying to get to our hotel because the cab
It was
wasn't
like
taken,
it's
and there were
got
still
to take
teams
some wheel time
drinking,
this round
and,
instead of laying
and they had
over
to be
the
up
seat
at
and sleep.
5:30 to start.
And Mike Worth told me about how much it hurt the whole weekend.
Yes. We had a good time.
We had an awesome time.
That was fun.
That was
the
fun.
people we met out in the
DMP.
courtyard,
Yeah.
the courtyard of that hotel.
It was the first
It was
time we
like-
met DMP. It
Yes.
was awesome. It was
Yeah.
like,
And you go, you guys got to drive in like 5
Literally
hours.
2 hours.
no,
Yeah.
it was 2 hours. They were just going to stay up.
We're just like,
staying
we're
up.
just gonna stay up.
It's like, no, you have the
And then you
biggest
have
derby of the
another
year
night
tomorrow.
after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to fix
staying
it.
up?
No way.
And it isn't, and it
Yeah.
isn't like they're just standing over the torch. I mean, you're working at Blizzard
Yeah.
Bash. You're building shit.
Yeah,
you
you're
know, and-
rebuilding cars.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
rebuilding stuff. There isn't much
Changing
fixing.
motors,
Just
changing
rebuilding.
trannies, changing rear ends.
Yeah.
It just changing.
But the
whole
thing
front
is, you know, the
suspensions.
crazy thing is on the RC Derby side, you have to do all that same stuff. You got to change motors at short out and ECUs, and these guys are going to be going
Yep.
through that same terror
Axles.
in the baking Virginia sun on Saturday. They got to do all.
They're going to be diving after it hard for the cash that's on the line, no doubt. I'm real excited about it.
East Coast Championship is on Saturday, and then the RC Derby presented by Ski Inc. It's going to be right at
It's
Ski's
real
place. It's going to be a
Big
fun time.
event for this, so I imagine we're going to learn a lot.
Are you going to put? You used to build models back in the day. You going to put some Ski Inc. model parts inside your RC car to kind of
Chris,
show
why don't you
stuff
add
off?
some stuff to your list?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of dropped the model stuff.
The cool part about that is it's going to be like an exact 1/10 scale. You said
Yeah,
the
more or
track
less.
is?
Not so much a 1/10 scale, but the track at Topeka is going to be made out of clay from the track. They're going to
Yep.
bring that in and make a 20 by 20 square that's a couple inches deep, and then Brad Witt is bringing a track, and the walls are going to be recessed into the track just like the real, and then backfilled and covered, so you'll be on a Blizzard Bash style track
With
the
that
dirt walls.
clay, everybody's gonna be riding wheelies the whole time.
Oh
They're
yeah,
gonna
I
be
know
hitting
it's gonna
while
be
they're in the air.
Yeah, it's gonna be
awesome.
It's gonna be outstanding. But I mean, we got to get through the East Coast Championship first.
Yep.
It's coming up on Saturday. 30 cars
Yeah.
turning out for that. It's
That's what I'm doing, is putting the surface in the rink tomorrow. Josh is telling me to leave it a little loose. I think he's got a little issue on the shafts there. Wants to keep from burning them out too much. But
we ran on
I'm going to
asphalt
put it
Yes.
in the packer
for solid
good and
40
tight.
minutes.
We just got to deal with it.
No axle issues there.
Not yet.
Not this time. Tonight. We just jinxed it.
Tonight we're going to be breaking a lot of stuff. Yep. Ed, man, it's always good to catch up with you. I wish you the best. Check out JMW Motorsports and Cal RC on Facebook. There's a million different ways to get a hold of Ed online. Doing awesome things down there. I'm glad we were able to get in touch, and this thing's taking off for you. And we certainly look forward to catching up with you again when we're out there in Topeka.
Yeah, I can't wait, Chris, and I appreciate you having me on the show again, man. And
sure.
thanks for all the push you give us.
Yeah,
Anytime.
make sure you get me a picture of whoever wins that trophy. Get a picture of that trophy with that car for my website so I can get that up.
All right, you definitely will get it.
Awesome.
Thanks again for the trophy, man.
No
That
problem,
thing is
man.
awesome.
Glad to do
Y'all
it.
have a great evening.
Awesome. Well, there goes Ed Brewster. Sounds like Josh Farrell ran over to hang out and be part of the podcast as well, asking a few questions on the axle accommodations, because you can run aluminum axles at Blizzard Bash. It's not encouraged, but you can. Some of these guys that are buying their used stuff, they got it.
Gotta
But
run the Mosers of the
but
Mosers
I
of
know
the
right.
RC,
it's
man.
true.
man.
It evolved.
I get
Mosers.
it.
Gotta have
It's-
It
Mosers.
just started and evolved.
It-
Gotta have Mosers.
It didn't take didn't take long.
Brodzinski's probably
No.
turning titanium shafts for
That's
him.
true. That's true.
Stop. Stop.
Oh, it's happening.
Stop.
It's happening.
He's already got them.
It's happening.
What's Chris Marquardt?
It's leading edge.
They're called Chris Mosers.
Would you guys stop talking about this? Stop talking about the
No.
titanium stuff, because I'm the only one that has it right now.
What
Cobalt. You can do cobalt coating.
Yes.
Yes, I know about cobalt
Yes.
coating.
Now, I mean, is it been made public yet that Jeremy Gard's also built you a motor for your RC car, or is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be under wraps until we
He's
get?
awesome.
He's sponsored by Auburn Armature.
Is that under? Was that supposed to be under wraps until we got there?
13,000 RPM.
I was just wondering. I mean, is that?
22,000 like a die grinder.
Yep.
You gotta get that. You know what? Now he's thinking, dude. He's thinking.
We got to get out of here. This
They
thing
make
is
crazy
this thing
little
is-
motors
No,
like
this is
that.
this is great.
The thing
Let's
is,
keep
all
going.
these other Shay and Mark Ford in Iowa are watching this, saying, "I told you."
We can do that. We heard it on the podcast.
We got-
Gotta be true.
Yeah,
Gotta be
it's
true.
True now.
It's
Gotta
on
be
the
true.
internet?
Yeah. Abraham Lincoln posted that one time
Yep.
on Facebook. That's going to do it for us. Episode 96 in the books. Been a ton of fun. Everybody, thanks for making the trip out. Live studio audience tonight. We got to go get someplace where it's not 900 degrees. We'll see everybody next week.
The Crash Course Podcast is brought to you in part by DerbyParts.com. The 2015 Wadena Grand Slam. Bo Lockwood Motorsports and the 2015 Keystone Nationals. Scioppa Racing and ScioppaRacing.com. Ultimate Derby and Blizzard Bash 2015. Demo Derby Masters. Reckless Abandon Derby Apparel at RecklessAbandonGear.com. And Derby Inc. Magazine. Live it, breathe it, be it, Derby Inc. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast, recorded live at the FingerLinks1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York.